Well, the Republican convention kicks into high gear tonight.
New Jersey Governor Chris Christie delivers the keynote address, and Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker will also address the delegates. Political scientist Charles Franklin is back with us tonight. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Good to be here.
So after the year Scott Walker had, I think some people thought maybe he would deliver the keynote address.
Well, you know, it's interesting that he has been such a star in the party, so prominent in fundraisers and rallies and other kinds of speaking events, that you might have expected a slightly bigger role for him at the convention. Governor Christie, of course, is also a star within the party, one that a lot of people really pushed him to run for president back in the spring, and certainly talked about him as a vice president. So I think it's not surprising that Christie has the keynote. Nevertheless, with the compressed schedule and so on, Governor Walker gets his few minutes on the stage tonight, but it's not in the primetime segment, and it's, I think, a 6 or 7 minute window to speak.
Can you remember when Wisconsin had a bigger influence at a convention, either party?
I think unless we go back to the progressive era, it's going to be really hard to think of a time that we had this kind of presence. You know, that with Reince Priebus as the party chair, Paul Ryan as the vice presidential nominee, that's the other thing that's come in and become the bigger story than Scott Walker, and yet still Scott Walker as an important governor being featured at the convention. We really are all over the place, and the role of Wisconsin in structuring and influencing the new direction of the Republican Party, I think, is very striking.
And is that going to play down the road, do you think?
Well, I think it's an important issue for the fall campaign. I think it's an important issue going forward. If the Republicans win the presidency and the vice presidency, then you know, Paul Ryan's ideas will be integral to policy making going forward. And even if he doesn't win, the debates that we will see in Congress that he will have a major leading role in are really important. And finally, all the changes at the state level that Governor Walker has led so far, and who knows what will come next, plays a big role. In a way, actually, it's an echo of the days of Tommy Thompson in the 90s, when with welfare reform and charter schools and Badger Care, you saw a lot of innovation at the state level, but it was more confined to here. It didn't spread into the broader party. Here you see three actors who are having that bigger role in the party at large.
Well, we all know Congressman Ryan, of course, so well, but is this his opportunity to sort of introduce himself to the rest of the country?
Absolutely. The polling just prior to his nomination all showed that around 50% of the public didn't know who he was. And so now that's a much higher percentage, but you know, there's sort of casual knowledge. With his big speech tomorrow night, he will have the chance to walk out and command the stage for 20 minutes or so, and a much bigger audience focusing in on him, and him in the role as spokesman for the ticket as well as for himself, because that's the other part of the whole week, of course, is to launch the Romney-Ryan ticket.
And after a nasty, nasty primary campaign, they got a lot of fences to mend.
They have fences to mend, and they have images to repair. Ann Romney's speech tonight is a part of that process, building up to Governor Romney's speech on Thursday night, is a chance to reintroduce him to a public, a lot of whom met him in the rough and tumble of the GOP primaries, which were very tough fights with a series of different candidates attacking Romney and Romney pushing back very hard. So this is the first chance to sort of see him outside of that within the party struggle.
All right, well, should be interesting television viewing tonight. We'll see you back here tomorrow. We'll see how everybody did.
Compelling viewing, absolutely.
I got 3 DVRs going.
Thanks, Charles.